Hey, a few weeks ago I made a video about minimalism and we looked at the work by Hiroshi Sugimoto, drawing inspiration from his minimalistic photographs. On that video there was an interesting comment by a user named Pipetera. I really like the username, Pipetera. He or she said, "I'm a professional pianist and discovered my passion for photography in recent years. Also, I've always been drawn to a minimalist style, so we definitely have a few things in common." And then I answered, "Excellent. And music and photography have so much in common." And then he or she said, "Interesting. I'm curious what you mean by that. Could be an interesting video topic." So here we go then. Let's talk about music and photography. You know, we even talk about music and photography using same terms. Nuances, tonality, composition. A famous pianist named Ansel Adams once said that a composition, a score, is like a negative, and then the musical performance is like the final photograph. So there are similarities. Now this time I thought I'll take a very interesting song from a composer named Jimmy Webb. Jimmy Webb is not just another composer. He's actually in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame, and he also received the National Academy of Songwriters Lifetime Achievement in early 90s. And I wanted to take his most famous work, Wichita Lineman Under Analysis, song made famous by Glen Campbell. Written in '68 and then performed by this Glen Campbell and the Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew was one of the most influential group of musicians that plays in almost every record of, country or pop song in the 60s and early 70s. And they also contributed to the songs that they played. For example, in Wichita Lineman there's this bass intro that was invented by Carol Kay, one of the Wrecking Crew members, the bass player. This is, to me, one of the most beautiful songs ever written, and it was kind of an interesting for this video to also analyze why I feel that. I haven't really done that earlier, but I thought that is such a great song that I want to see if there are similarities between photography and that excellent song. Today we concentrate on the chord progression and structure. The song has also very nice melody lines and really nice lyrics, but that's maybe for another video. Today we concentrate on structure and chord progressions. There's an interesting background story to this song. When Webb wrote it, it was a response to Campbell's request to have one more song that is put into a geographical location, therefore Wichita Lineman. And then just 2 hours after Campbell's request, Webb had this idea, and he introduced the idea to Campbell and said that this is just a mock-up, just an idea. And then he forgot about it and then met Glen Campbell a couple of weeks later and said, like, "You didn't probably like my simple song idea because I haven't heard anything back." And then Glen Campbell says, "No, I loved it. I already recorded it." And Jimmy Webb was like frightened, like it wasn't ready. It wasn't incomplete. It was just a mock-up, just an idea. So that's also an interesting thing. So let me now briefly play the song to you and then we take a closer look at it. fade away. Such a simple song, only 14 bars. And as Webb said, it was not even ready when Glenn Campbell recorded it. It has no bridges, no choruses. But that simplicity is then augmented with a few really clever bits. First of all, this song moves between two keys. It starts in F major, and then it moves to D major. And these two keys have almost nothing in common. And they give this song sort of two different colors. The movement between these keys, though, it's so subtle, so graceful that we almost don't recognize it. It happens like this. We start in the key of F. Still in F. And now we are in D. In addition to these two keys, this song never resolves. What do we mean by resolving a song? Well, typically in the end of the song we sort of bring it back home. We bring it back to its original key and original number one chord. Like this. It's now resolved, we are back home. And if you don't do that, and we leave it here, it feels like something still needs to happen. You haven't arrived yet. You can't leave it like this. You must resolve it. Wichita Lineman never does that. Actually, there's a temporary resolvement in the middle. After we leave the key of F and move to key of D, it resolves not really this whole song, but just the phrase. It's not really coming home. It's almost like, I don't know, visiting your summer cottage for a brief period of time. Here, but then we move forward immediately. So it's not really a proper resolvement. In the end, theoretically, this song could have resolved itself, maybe, for example, like this. But it doesn't do that. Instead, it does. Goes to B flat. And then it stays forever between B flat and C9, never resolving. But it doesn't feel like it needs to do that. It doesn't feel like unfinished business. Instead of easy resolvement, it leaves it sort of open for the listener. Fill in the blanks. And almost gives like this feeling that this song will never end, even when we don't hear it anymore. It still keeps on going. Now, these four things to me make this song. Its utmost simplicity, the fact that it was an unfinished business, rough on the edges a bit. Then these two different keys, it gives it two different colors, and then finally this ending. It gives it this suspense, a tension that goes on forever. It's not a negative thing. Suspense is not negativity. It doesn't give an easy answer. Let's see if we could use some of these ideas and ingredients in our photographs. Let's take a look. Alrighty then. Simplicity first. Only a few bars, no bridges, no choruses. A chorus is typically in a song the most important part. It's the subject of the song. That's the one that we always sing along, and that's what we remember about a song. But Wichita Lineman does not have a chorus. So what if in my photograph that would mean that there are no subjects? It's all about the verse. It's all about the surroundings, the context. I could take pictures like this. Hey, then incompleteness. The song was not ready when Glenn Campbell went and recorded it. Now, in my photography, I often go too far, polishing my pictures. And in doing that, making them almost lifeless. I may do that already when I'm composing a picture. After reading some photography best practices book, I try to align all the leading lines and try to get rid of all the details in my photograph that do not belong and compose it forever. Or then in the editing phase in my darkroom or lightroom, I try to get rid of all the blemishes and problems and all the grain and all those things. Thus, making it sometimes less interesting. So now what if we leave that movement, that unfocused thing, that so-and-so composition in our photographs? Would they become more interesting? And then Wichita Lineman goes in two different keys. And they give this song two different colors. So metaphorically speaking, in my case, because I mostly shoot black and white, what could two colors, two shades, two different things mean in a photograph? I think it could mean something where you put two different things in one photograph. Two things that from the get-go they seem like they have nothing to do with each other. But in the end, when you put them together, they create something new. Diptych is one possible way. You really combine two photographs. Or then you compose your pictures so that there are opposites. There are two different worlds, two different colors. And you could create maybe photographs like this. Then finally, Wichita Lineman never resolves itself to the original key. It never comes home. It leaves the ending open. It does not resolve. It leaves that to the listener. What could that mean in a photograph? I think, there's a certain tension and suspense in that. So you could create that by not showing everything, not making everything obvious, hiding something in the shadows or blurring something. In a composition, maybe hinting that there is something, an existence of something, but not really showing it. Negative space, the more I think about the ending, the more it feels to me like negative space. So maybe pictures like this. Hey, thank you Pipetera for suggesting this topic, music and photography. It also forced me to go a bit deeper, trying to explain it to myself and really analyzing this particular song, Wichita Lineman, that has always been one of my favorites, but I never really got into understanding why it speaks to me. So thank you. One of the reasons I make these videos, maybe the main reason why I do this, is these ideas I'm getting from you guys, and they push me to do things that I wouldn't otherwise do. Analyzing my work a little bit more and trying to see the world around me. So thanks for that. And for everybody, thanks for listening, and as usual, next time something else.